Hey guys, it's Jimmy 2P, and if you saw my last video, you know one of the first things I pointed out were the foggy yellow headlights. I absolutely hate them. I don't think there's anything that makes a car look older than foggy headlights. So probably second to this fender peeling, this has to get fixed. Today, we're gonna go ahead and get them all cleaned up so that they're clear, the light shines through, and they look good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me a little nervous when I start taking sandpaper to headlights, especially these headlights. To restore these headlights, most people would go buy a headlight kit, which comes with a bunch of things, but my goal today is gonna be to use the detailing products I already have. So that should save me about $30. And honestly, I don't think there's anything different in just using normal detailing products. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is tape up the headlights using this blue painter's tape. So we'll tape around the headlights. That way when we're coming in with the buffer and with sandpaper, we won't get any of the paint ruined. I do need to paint some things, but this bumper ain't one of them. So we're gonna try to keep it that way. The next thing I'm gonna use is this. This is just what I would call a micro sanding kit. And so I just happen to have it already. So instead of buying more sandpaper, I'm just gonna use this. So we'll start by taking a clear layer off the top of the headlight and get it nice and smooth and clear. Next, I'm gonna use this. This is my trusty dual action buffer. It's just a cheap Harbor Freight one. I also have some paint correction compound as well as some paint correction polish. I like these chemical guy products, so we'll go ahead and just use that. Next, I will go ahead and seal it using this. This is just some more chemical guys ceramic coating. So this stuff is called Hydro Slick. It's relatively cheap for a ceramic coat, and we're just gonna cover the lights with it because again, this is what I happen to have. Now there's some other more expensive things you can do, as well as putting PPF on it to protect the headlight. But the key is we want to go ahead and make sure that we lock it in and seal it so that it's not turning foggy and yellow again in a few months. And so this should last, I don't know, maybe a year or so. And then after that, we will go ahead and just keep reapplying it. That's fine with me. I don't know, maybe we'll do something else a little more elaborate at that point. We will see. So the next thing I want to do is get to work. Okay, let's start by just taking a quick look at what is going on. So we're gonna look at this headlight. They're both roughly about the same, but you can see here there's some more extreme fogging here. Up in this area, there's even, I don't know, looks like there's some minor scratches even. Overall, there's a little bit of a yellow going on across the entire thing. All things that you've seen a million times before. So this is what we're working with, and when we're done, they're gonna look completely different. So let's get started.
All right, blue painter's tape for the win, if you know what I mean. Trying to protect the paint from getting scratched by the sandpaper. I started off with 1000 grit, then did 2000, and then finally with 3000 grit. I don't know if I did it enough. It felt like I did a little lot, but you know, the results will speak for themselves, I guess. After I finished sanding it, I went ahead and put a compound on it using the dual action buffer, followed by a polish. Once I was done polishing, I did attempt to use a polishing wheel that I have that I could put on a drill just to see if it would have any effect on it, maybe get it a little bit clearer. It really didn't have much of an effect for me, and I don't know, maybe it's because the lens was already mostly clear from the dual action buffer. And then finally I went ahead and sealed it with a ceramic coat.
All right, I used my chemical guys compound and polish, and I think they came out pretty good. Now I know some of y'all like to use toothpaste, but these headlights are stupid expensive. So you know what? I'm gonna keep the toothpaste in my mouth and not on my headlights. Wouldn't you? We're gonna do a little bit of before and after action. So this is it before. This is the other headlight that I haven't gotten to yet. And then this is it after. I think overall it looks better. Um, you know, I think there's some room for improvement. It feels like it's a little foggy still. I'm not sure that's underneath the lens. That's kind of on the inside. Some of that's happening, but it definitely took out the yellow. If you look over here at this one is definitely more yellow. On top of being much less clear, you know, it's foggier. It has a lot more going on. You can see there's some white stuff on top. So we at least don't have that going on over here. A couple of nights ago, I did this headlight restoration where I sanded them down, I polished them, I got them sealed and looking as good as I thought I could get them. Well, after looking at it for a couple of days, I thought, you know what? These headlights just don't look as clear as I was hoping. So I wanted to do a couple things to go ahead and try and test it out and look at what I could possibly do to determine why these headlights aren't as clear as I like. And so one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put some alcohol on them and see if maybe I didn't polish them well enough. The alcohol would cover any type of unevenness that was caused by the sanding. And then if it looks clear that way, then I know, okay, I just need to go apply some more polish and get them smoothed out. So we'll do that and we'll see what we can do to make these headlights look better than what they're currently looking. All right, getting a closer look out here in the sun. They definitely don't look clear, and that's kind of really disappointing. But I think part of the problem is they're just 25 years old. It's possible that with years and years of sun damage, that the plastic is just losing its ability to stay clear, which really sucks. But there's not a lot we can do about that if that is the case. I'm gonna go ahead and spray some alcohol on this, and we're gonna see if that causes it to maybe brighten up a little bit. The alcohol will really just kind of determine if I just didn't do a good enough polishing it. Honestly, it doesn't look that much clearer. It's like the plastic just has lost its clarity over the years. So I don't think it's a matter of I didn't polish it well enough. It's possible that if I come in here and sand them down really, really well and maybe take like a good layer off of them, that they'll be a little bit clearer. Although I just feel that the plastic has just degraded over time. I think in a future video, I will attempt to sand them down really good, starting with 600 grit sandpaper, get a good layer off of it, come back with the 1000, 2000, 3000 grit sandpaper, a good buff, a good polish, and then maybe they'll be a little bit better. At the end of the day, they're 25 years old and there's only so much we can do about these things.
All right, guys, I seriously need to hear what you think. What is going on with these headlights? Did I not sand it enough? Did I not sand it enough using 3000 grit? Do I need to pull that dual action buffer back out? What can I do to make these headlights clearer? Maybe they're just beyond hope. I don't know. I want to get your experience and find out what you think. And thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.